Alright, hello there guys and welcome back. Today I'm gonna be showing you how to install a Flutter script directly from codecanion.net. And to get started, you just want to go to your preferred browser and just type in codecanion.net just the way it is here. You have codecanion.net, just type it in, and you're going to see an interface like this one. So I already have our Freshu water subscription app and delivery e-commerce Flutter mobile application open. But in your case, you can decide to, search a couple of things here, and it's going to just bring it up for you based on your choice and filter. Alright, so this is a sample of how the application looks like. This is some of the things that you need to look at, read through the documentation, know the features, know what are being used, look at the sample of the application and all of that. So we have all of this, and I'm just going to go straight to show you how to purchase the script. So add to cart first of all, and once you do that, you want to go ahead to select your license type. So for now, this is just a regular license type. You can go ahead to select how many quantity you want, and then you can update the cart obviously. So this is totally at 207 at the time. So a single of it is $69. So you want to go ahead to go to checkout here. Alright, so going to checkout, you're going to be required to add your credentials, and this is a straightforward process. But in the course of this video, we're not going to be going through the checkout route because we've already purchased this script and we don't want to do that a second time. So it's a straightforward process. Add the required credentials that you're being asked, and go ahead to click on purchase. Then you have your code, your zipped code. Alright, so now that that is completed, we want to go ahead to get the required tools that we need in order to run this Flutter script that we just purchased. So we need two things. First of all, our Flutter SDK, and then secondly, we need an IDE. So in our case, we're going to be using Visual Studio Code. So quickly, we just have to go to the Flutter's official documentation in order to get this. You want to go to docs.flutter.dev/install, and once that is done, you're gonna see two options here: custom setup and quick start. So we're gonna be using quick start, which is recommended. Setup and test drive Flutter. This is what we need. You select your preferred development platform. We're gonna be skipping this download prerequisite at the time. What we want to do is to go ahead to this second step, which says install and set up Flutter. And then here we want to use this download manually process, other than using the VS Code process because we don't really have VS Code at the time. So we're going to install Flutter manually before we get our VS Code. Alright, so what we want to go ahead to do right now is again choose the preferred development platform. You can be Windows, Linux, or Chrome OS. In our case, we're using Windows, and all we want to go ahead to do is we're gonna skip this again. We're not using Git at the time, so we're gonna skip this and come down here. This is what is important to us. So what we want to go ahead to do is to download the Flutter SDK bundle here. So you can go ahead to click on this. This is going to automatically start the download of a Flutter SDK. Alright, so once that is done, you want to go ahead to follow the next step, which says create a folder to store the SDK. So here we want to this create or find a folder to store the extracted SDK. So you can extract your Flutter SDK from the zip, just extract it and then create a new folder. You can call it develop, you can call it anything, but there's something to note here. Select a location where that doesn't have select a location that doesn't have special characters. This is important so you don't have issues while building. And then you want to go ahead to extract the SDK. This is the command for extracting the SDK. So what you want to go ahead to do is to replace this with your exact SDK zip path and as well as your destination directory path. All right, so this is a typical example of what your end product should look like. All right, and once that is done, you want to go ahead to add Flutter to your path variable. And what you want to go ahead to do right now is to already you know your Flutter SDK location, installation location. So you just want to find that and then go in. Use this command to go inside your system environment variables, and then your path, your SDK path, is what you're going to be using to replace in this SDK variable, just the way it is. You know, so this is add the Flutter SDK to your path. All right, so after navigating, you want to go ahead to edit the environment variables section. If it sort of like already exists, you want to edit it. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, so once that is done, you just want to fix in the path that you just have. This is our directory path. If it's a new one, you just want to go ahead to click on new inside your variable and then type the name path. This is the variable name, and then the variable value is going to be your bin folder SDK directory path. Once that is done, you just want to go ahead and click on this 3 times. This is going to lock it in and confirm that your changes are effective. And one of the ways to validate that setup is, using this command. So first of all, you're going to check your Flutter version, which is by doing Flutter dash dash version, and then you want to go ahead to check your Dart version, which is by doing Dart dash dash version. This is going to automatically sort of like return back your Flutter version and Dart version. So once that is completed, we want to go ahead to get our IDE, which is Visual Studio Code. Okay, so there are two ways: either you can type it here, or we're gonna use the documentation just as it was. I'm just gonna go ahead to screw back and find it. So just on top of this, yes, we have install and set up Flutter under download prerequisite software. So once you click on this, it's just going to redirect you to Visual Studio's documentation site. So code.visualstudio.com /docs /setup dash overview. So this is the entire overview of Visual Studio Code at the time. So you just want to go ahead and read about it. Setting up Visual Studio Code for different platforms, Mac OS, Linux, as well as Windows. So here is a download button. You just want to go ahead and click on it. Once you click on it, you want to go ahead and select which of the options you want. In our case, it's going to be Visual Studio. And then we want to go ahead to set or select installation path. Yeah, so we're going to select installation path and go ahead and save. Now that our download is complete, we want to go ahead and open our Visual Studio Code and then open our downloaded script to run our Flutter application. So this is our Flutter script, what we have here. And we have our PubSplotter YAML, part of the first thing we need to check out, where we have our dependencies being used in the application, as well as some settings configurations that are being used. We have our lib folder, we have our Android folder. Right. So what we want to go ahead to do is try to clean this project, try to Flutterpub gets this project, and then run the project. Flutter clean, hit enter. This is gonna clean the project, and oh, okay, I did make a mistake there. This is Flutter clean. This is the correct. It's just a typo. Alright, so we have it. It's cleaning. It's cleaning. Then we want to go ahead to Flutter Bucket. Get this bucket. This is gonna reinstall all the generated configuration files and dependencies that we deleted. Okay, so we sort of like have some issues here. Okay, so our packages are downloading. Yeah, this is all we needed. So now you can just go ahead and do Flutter. This is Flutter. Then you just want to go ahead and select your preferred device in order to complete the run process. So that's just it. That's how to install a Flutter script directly from codecanyon.net. Yeah.